Guess what, everybody? You are fatter than you think, and you have less muscle than you need. Let me explain. I'm Rudy Mattia, strength coach and yoga expert. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what you need to do to figure out your body composition. This is critically important. Most of you, I would think, like myself, want to improve body composition. That means what's your body composition between your fat mass and your lean mass. The best way to do that, I find, is a DEXA scan, D-E-X-A scan. And that's all over Los Angeles, all over the world actually, or all over California, I assume. The one I use is in Culver City, and it's really kind of cheap. It's only like 50 bucks, and it takes about 7 or 8 minutes of your time. So this last year I was training to gain as much muscle as possible, and I recommend you guys do the same thing. Muscle is your currency. Just like your IRA or your 401k, muscle is in the bank for you, and you'll need it as you grow older. At 65 years old, I think I have almost as much muscle as I've ever had. Consider I've worked for it for 40 years. So I get to about 235, and I get my body fat checked. I'm at 22%, which isn't terrible. It's not great, a little fluffy. For men, I like you to be somewhere between 20%, 15%. You're really good there for the rest of your life, really. Once you get below 15 and head to 10, now you're becoming a whole different animal. Maybe worth trying for a while. I'm trying it myself. I want to get down to 10% between now and, let's say, July. Anyway, for women, let's say that same range is somewhere between 30. I think you're a little fluffy at 30. 20, you're super athletic. Below 20, you may run into some problems with menstrual stuff and things like that. Anyway. So I went and got a DEXA scan, and my body fat was 22%, as I mentioned. And I said, let me go on a cut. So I went on a cut, and a few months later, I'm at 207. So I've lost nearly 30 pounds. Here's the part I want you guys to focus on. When I got my DEXA scan, I had 175 pounds of lean tissue. That means everything other than fat. Lean tissue is everything other than fat. Bones, ligaments, stored glycogen and all that stuff, minus the adipose tissue. So I was down to 207. Now remember, 235, my lean tissue was 175 pounds. At 207, my lean tissue was, this is the victory, 174. So by DEXA standards, which is kind of the benchmark of body fat and body composition, maybe an MRI is better, but DEXA is about as good as you can get. So I lost 1 pound of lean tissue, but I lost 30 pounds of adipose tissue or body fat. So my body fat went down from 22%, what was it? I have to look at my notes. I think it's about 12 or 13% now. Want to get it to single digits, which is 9%. At my age, it's going to be really difficult to get there. Once I got there, I wouldn't want to stay very long. I just want to get there, say I did it, and get back to about 12 to 15. All right, so how did I pull that off? Because that's the miracle. Most people who lose, let's say, for example, you need to lose 20 pounds, for example. But as a side note, when I thought, okay, I'm 235 and I need to get a little leaner, I thought maybe I'd lose 10 pounds. I figured out I need to lose 30, and guess what? I'm not where I want to be. So by the time it's over, I probably need to lose 35 pounds. And that's a lot, or even 40 pounds, which is not unusual for someone 235 who wants to get super lean. Anyway, back to you. So everyone, let's say you want to lose 20 pounds. Typically, if you don't do what I'm about to suggest, typically you will lose that 20 pounds, but about 6 pounds of that will be muscle mass. And that is a critical, life-altering, can't get it back mistake. So how do you lose the body fat? That's the message here. How do you lose the body fat without losing the lean tissue? There's a couple things you must do. You must eat your protein. You vegans, you guys can pull it off too. It's a little harder. You gotta be a little smarter about it than us omnivores and carnivores. But you want to get about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, particularly if you're trying to cut that much weight. I would say if you're past 50, you may want to get 1.25 gram, 1.25 or something of protein per pound of body weight, because we get a little bit antibiotic resistant as we get a little bit older. So you got to get your protein in. You have to strength training. I love yoga, taught it for 30 years, taught 300,000 people yoga, love it. But for me, yoga is mind-body connection, has nothing to do with physical strength. Strength training requires resistance training, requires progressive overload, using heavier weights smartly, with good form, progressively. Another way to overload is to add reps to a certain weight, or add sets to a certain workout, or add days to a certain program. So volume, intensity, frequency helps with that. But the key point I want to get out to you guys, get your DEXA scan. It's about 50 bucks. Good investments, good ROI on your investment. Get your DEXA scan. Find your body fat. Find your lean tissue. Figure out how much weight you want to drop. Body fat, not the lean tissue, not the muscle. The lean tissue. Figure out your calorie intake. If you want to be on a cut, you need to have a deficit of, let's say you can skate by on 2,000 calories a day. Cut that down to what? 1,750. 250 calorie deficit will help you lose weight weekly. So think of a smaller deficit. What else? I guess that's all I can tell you. From my experience, and I've been doing this for a long time, almost 40 years. And again, to me, it's an investment on the future. You know, I listened to, I think, Peter Audia. He was talking about your training in your 30s. I started training in my early 20s. But you're training in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and even your 60s and 70s for that last decade of your life, because you want to come to the end, you want to fall off a cliff, not a slow 25, 30-year decline. I'm at 65 now, I'm at the top of my food chain, I think. I shouldn't have all this muscle if I just didn't do anything about it. So I have maintained it, I have worked for it, I'm going to continue to work for it. I hope to be better at 70, I am 65. So I'll be a good person to listen to. You'll want to be, you're 30, 35, 40, 50. You want to be me, not me actually, but you want to be in top condition at 65. You got to do the work now. If you're 40, it's not too late. If you're 50, it's not too late. Clock ticking, tick tock, get on it. Get your DEXA, find out how fat you are, find out how much muscle you don't have, and let's correct those two things. Now, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. I just started this YouTube channel again. I just can't get around to it, but I'm determined this time to do it. Share this video with people who need to gain some muscle, lose some body fat. Leave me a comment to help the algorithm so they know we're live. And what else? Something else I want to tell you. Something else I want to tell you. Oh, if you got any questions, leave a question and maybe I'll turn it into a video. Anyway, that's a lot of rambling. All right, so I beg your pardon. I'll see you next time.